Thanks for joining us to learn more about Turing. In this session, we are going to take a look at time-lapse and how to utilize within the Vision platform. Time-lapse is a great feature for tracking progress of different scenarios such as construction sites, sporting and weather events, monitor parking lot trends, and much more. The time-lapse feature works by taking one snapshot every hour. It is important to note, this is a flag feature, meaning you will need to request it added through your local Turing salesperson or by contacting Turing directly. Once time-lapse has been enabled on the back end, you will need to choose each camera you wish to utilize this feature on, as this feature is done on a per-camera basis. Let's take a look at how to do that. The first step is to log into your Vision account. From the home page, you will select Cameras. This will populate your site, or sites to the right of the menu. Click the arrow next to the site name to expand the site in order to view the cameras. Double-click on the camera you are wanting to add time-lapse to. This will open up Live View for that particular camera. Above the camera Live View, you will see the camera name, the site name, as well as a cogwheel icon that represents the camera settings. Select the camera settings icon to be redirected to the Settings tab. Here is where you have the ability to enable and disable the time-lapse feature. Time-lapse is found under the Basic Settings tab. Again, enabling this feature is done on a camera-by-camera basis. By default, the time-lapse feature is disabled. Enabling time-lapse on any camera is simply done by clicking on the toggle button and the feature becomes enabled. So you now have time-lapse enabled on the camera. What next? Creating a time-lapse video is extremely simple. By returning to the main navigation menu on the left, you will select Archives. At the top, you will have three options to select: Clips, Cases, and Time-lapse. Select Time-lapse. This is where you will be able to access all time-lapse video clips. If this is your first time utilizing this feature, the folder will be empty. In the top right-hand corner, select the Create Time-lapse button. A pop-up will appear for you to create your time-lapse video segment. You will first select the camera you wish to use for this event. Next, you will give your time-lapse video a name. And lastly is selecting the time period and schedule for your video. You have some default options, or you can select custom to define a specific date and time range, up to a full year. And the last option is selecting a schedule. By default, a continuous 24/7 schedule is selected, but you have the option to change this to working hours, which comes predefined for 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Once you have made all your selections, you will simply hit the Create button and Turing Vision will work its magic. Depending on the time period you chose, will determine the amount of time it takes to create. It is important to note that your time-lapse snapshots will only be available from the day and time you originally enabled on the camera. Upon completion of the new time-lapse video creation, you will be able to access the video file in the time-lapse folder inside of Archives. Once inside the folder, you can hover over the video and the icons for download and delete will appear. Or you can click on the thumbnail in order to view your time-lapse video. This is a sample of what your finished product will look like. A great tool from Turing, adding valuable benefits to your surveillance system. And there you have it. Everything you need to know in order to create a time-lapse video segment using Turing Vision. I want to thank you again for joining, and please keep checking for new content on our YouTube channel.